Hello everyone. There are a lot of scary things happening in our world. However, a lot of stories about ghosts and poltergeists are faked. However, experiments on humans are real and even scarier than monsters made from creepy pasta. In the Nazi concentration camps, a lot of experiments were performed on humans, and most of them were performed without anesthesia. A lot of people were surgically operated on while they were still alive. I would like to introduce you to the most cruel experiments done on humans in Nazi concentration camps. Poison. In Buchenwald concentration camp, there was a food shortage. In addition, starting in December 1943, the Nazis were mixing poison in the food for the prisoners in order to see how humans reacted when all these poisons were in them. In September 1944, the experimenters grew tired of playing around with their test people and just shot them all. Twins. Joseph Mengele was a notorious doctor known for performing deadly human experiments on prisoners. His perfect look and intelligent manners would never make you think that he could perform such cruel experiments. This is why he got the nickname Angel of Death. For his experiments, he would choose twins and amputate their limbs, transplant their organs, infect them with typhus, and transfuse their blood. He would also needle medicine directly into their eyes. He would do that in order to see how the same organisms of twins would react to similar surgeries. He also tried to create Siamese twins by sewing together people. Out of 1,500 people he experimented on, only 200 survived. The experiments with the twins were done because the Third Reich gave him the goal to increase the birth rate in Germany. That is why he was trying to figure out how to artificially increase the German birth rate so that all German couples would always give birth to twins. The Nazi idea of a pure Aryan German look made him needle medicine into the eyes of his victims in order to create blue eyes for all newborns. Malaria experiments. These experiments were conducted at the Dachau concentration camp in order to investigate immunization for treatment of malaria. Mosquitoes infected with malaria would be bred in this camp. Over 1,200 people were used in these experiments, and more than half died as a result. Healthy inmates were infected by mosquitoes or by injections of extracts of the mucus glands of female mosquitoes. After contracting the disease, the subjects were treated with various drugs to test their relative efficiency. After they ended their experiments, they would cut apart the bodies, and the results were shocking. 40 people died directly from malaria. The rest of the people died due to overdose of drugs. So, these experiments were a complete failure. The goal of these experiments was to investigate the effectiveness of sulfolamide, a synthetic antimicrobial agent, within the least amount of time. One way of doing this experiment was that wounds were infected with bacteria. Sulfonamide experiments were pretty successful but had bad side effects. So, the Nazis decided to try radiation instead. They would call all their victims into a room to sign some papers. When the victims would sign the paper, they would be infected by radiation. High-altitude experiments. Prisoners at Dachau concentration camp were used by Sigmund Rascher in this experiment. About 25 people were put in a special capsule. In this capsule, doctors were able to increase or lower the air pressure. Of course, this experiment also had a goal. The goal was to figure out how humans react to quick launch or fast fall while on a parachute. Of course, most of the victims died due to hemorrhaging. This is what the witnesses tell. I personally saw how one victim was put in a condition of such low air pressure that his lungs just exploded. Some experiments made people go insane due to the pressure changes. They would try to rip apart their face and skin in order to avoid the pain from this low pressure. They would beat the wall with their heads. It wasn't an experiment. It was their sick way of killing people. That's all for tonight. Those Nazi doctors didn't even think they were guilty. They claimed they had been doing these experiments for medical knowledge only. It all reminds us again that the scariest creatures on our planet are the human. It was very scary stuff. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.